PECs are expected to be signed at this year's Black Industrialists and Exporters Conference, but when they can be cashed is yet to be seen. Black business leaders are gathered in Sandton for that event, and Kgomotso Lekola is there and joins us now. Kgomotso, a very good afternoon to you. The Black Industrialist scheme has been around for nearly a decade now. What does that report look like?
Good afternoon. Well, that impact report is only coming out a little bit later on today, so we'll get those details from the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. Of course, Minister Patel highlighting that the importance now is really to re-envision black industrialists and the role that they play in the economy and in terms of job creation. And I am now joined by one such business, and that's Kgomotso Lekola, who is the founder and Group Managing Director at BT Industrial Group. Thank you for talking to us. Well, very formal and very blue here. Talk us through what the business actually does and why this year's Black Industrialist Conference is relevant to your business.
So we're a science and engineering-based manufacturing business. We manufacture high-density polyethylene pipes. We also have an engineering business where we consult on the design of pipe systems, and we have a medical business that makes medical products, mostly derived from plastic. Just to give you a sense of our scale, we've implemented about 1 million kilometers of pipeline across the continent. Now, the distance from Earth to the moon is 350,000 kilometers. So we've done about 2.5 times the distance to the moon in pipeline that we've implemented across the continent.
And now, Kgomotso, you deal in industries that really are in crisis in South Africa. Infrastructure, much needed for economic growth. How do you then navigate some of the headwinds that you have faced in the industry, logistics, and the energy crisis being the largest that businesses are facing?
And the answer to that is diversification. So the bulk of the business that we do on the piping side is in support of the global energy transition. The move away from fossil fuels to electricity, which means the minerals that we have to look at from a processing point of view. The types of mining companies that we're looking to support as we grow will be the mines that focus on copper, lithium, cobalt and the other rare earth minerals that are used in battery production. So as a business then we say, where are these opportunities and how can we move away from high-risk environments to potentially high-growth environments across the globe, quite frankly.
And obviously critical minerals really being highlighted as having so much opportunities for businesses on the continent. Minister Patel highlighting the role that the African Continental Free Trade Area should bring to expose more markets for black industrialists. Are you looking at any markets on the continent?
Absolutely. So we're active in more than 20 African countries. We have an office in Lusaka, and we're busy opening an office in Lubumbashi as we speak, in line with our growth strategy. But the Africa Free Trade Agreement is crucial and central to the growth strategy that we have as a business. Remember, it's not just about direct access to markets, it's also about standardization. So we operate in a highly regulated environment. We make goods and products that impact people, and if something goes wrong, lives can be lost. So what the Africa Free Trade Agreement does is it normalizes and harmonizes standards across the different countries in Africa, meaning that whatever product that is made in one jurisdiction can be recognized in another. That then facilitates, when you go into that country, you don't have to go through a process of recertification. For us, the types of industries that we operate in, the Africa Free Trade Agreement is central in enabling our expansion, not just our expansion across the continent.
Kgomotso, it's an important year for South Africa, across the globe really. Election years in more than 50 countries. Here in South Africa, it is an election year. At this year's conference, we're seeing some pledges from large companies to do business with black industrialists, but also the push for black industrialists to do business with other black industrialists. What does the future as an industrialist looking to add to economic growth and job creation look like for you?
So I founded the business on the principle that previously marginalized people who look like me should be in the guts of the economy. We should be the ones who generate and produce knowledge and products. By the way, we own 38 patents and trademarks. So we are not just about production, we're also about knowledge generation, as primarily a black-owned business. So being in the guts of the economy necessitates that as you grow, you need to pull others with you. So the idea behind black businesses pledging to do more business with other black businesses is central to the long-term strategy of growing not just South Africa, but again, the continent.
Kgomotso, thank you so much for talking to us. That's, of course, Kgomotso Lekola, just talking to us, who's the BT Industrial Group founder and Group Managing Director. It is lunchtime, so delegates are about to grab some lunch. We're going to hear from President Ramaphosa after the lunch break and, of course, details of those pledges. It's back to studio for now.
Very well. Dr. Khumalo giving us a sense of what we can expect there. And, of course, we'll take you live as soon as the President steps onto the podium.